Hello, my name's Jake, and I'm a college freshman, and I am gay. Um, it's kind of one of those things like I've struggled with my whole life. Like I've known since I was younger. Like fourth grade, I knew like I was attracted to girls. I mean, I dated girls, but like that wasn't the person I was attracted to. Um, I mean, I kind of noticed like I would hang out with a bunch of girls and I didn't have much guy friends, so I knew I was different. I always knew. And so my parents knew I was different, and I think my mom has always known, like since I was a little kid. I mean, it's not one of those things that your child doesn't play with Barbies and for no reason. Um, I mean, when I was younger, it was like one of those things that like you just didn't see. Like there wasn't gay people. There was just a relationship, a boy and a girl, and so that's like one of those things. Like I was just from an early age, like I was always geared to being the gender normal, like the basic, like the male female relationship, and that's one of those things like I wish would change. Like kids don't need to grow up knowing just that. They should know that everything that there's so many possibilities out there that everybody should be open to. So like when I decided to come out, it wasn't like such an easy thing for me. I mean, I just got out of a year-long relationship with a girl, and I just knew I'm not gonna put myself through that again. I know I don't want to be with a girl. I know I want to be with a guy, and so I didn't date anybody for my whole senior year of high school. I so my friends kind of like they knew something was up. They just figured I wasn't about it right now, especially with me being out of a relationship. So like it was like a week before graduation, and I was like, you know what? What's holding me back? Like I don't care what people say anymore, what they think. I have a week left of high school. Like they can't judge me anymore in this week than I judged myself. So I I didn't come out and say it. I didn't say, hey, I'm gay. I just talked to guys. I was just a normal kid. I didn't go out and tell my friends right away. I mean, it's one of those things that doesn't change who I am, so why should I have to tell you? And that's like my whole like theory of it, of like telling people I shouldn't have to tell you that I'm gay. You should just know. Um, that's one of those things like my mom always caught up on. She always knew. She always knew. I mean, what kind of mother doesn't know? And so like when I went to tell her, it was so we were having like we had a shopping trip day, and we just went to Columbus and shopped around, and I wanted to tell her the whole time, and I just couldn't bring myself to telling her. Like, how do you? I mean, I just didn't want to disappoint her. Like, how do you go and how do you disappoint someone that just wants you to give them grandchildren? That's my main thing. Of like, I don't want to disappoint her, and so the whole time I fought with myself, trying to say it's okay. Like, you can totally tell her she's not gonna care, and I couldn't. And even on the way home, like we were having just like a talk. We were just talking, like we were just having a genuine conversation. I just couldn't bring myself to tell her. So, like, I got home and I was like bawled my eyes out in my bed. I was like, why can't I tell my own mom, the one person that will accept me no matter what, that I was gay? And so I texted her, and I was like, it was so like cliche. Like, who texts their mom to tell them that they're gay? I so I texted her, and I still have this text message to the day. Um, I texted her and I said, "Hey mom, would you care if I brought home a guy instead of a girl?" And she said, "No, I wouldn't care. Um, are you trying to tell me something, or are you just joking or something?" And I'm like, "No, mom, this isn't a joke. Uh, I'm gay, and I didn't know how to tell you, and I didn't want to text you about it, but I just had to get it off my chest." And she said, like, "I love you no matter what. Like, you're not gonna disappoint me. I am your mother. Like, I'll care for you and I'll love you no matter what." And that was like the biggest relief I've ever had in my life. Like, everybody says that like you don't know relief until you come out, and that's true. Like when you come out and just embrace yourself, that's like the best thing you could do for yourself. So, I mean, I told my friends, like my close group of guy friends, I'm like, guys, I need to tell you something. We were driving around and we were like, I think we went and got food. I'm like, I have to tell you something. I'm like, guys, I'm gay. And they're like, yeah, you. They were just like, they just thought I was kidding. And I'm like, no, I'm being serious. Like, I'm really gay. And they're like, Jake, we don't care that you're gay. Like, we're still gonna be your friends. Like, it's not gonna change our opinion of you. And I was like, I'm like, that was also like one of your biggest fears is being like disowned by your friends and your family. And I wasn't disowned by either of them, and that's like the best thing I could have asked for. My friends always like my, especially like my female friends, they knew. I'm like, they're like, who dresses this nice and is straight? I mean, that's like a direct quote from my friend Allison. Like, she's like, you dress too nice to be straight, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm pretty straight. But so I always like fought with it. Like I've known since I was in 4th grade when I thought this guy was the cutest guy ever, and it bullied, and I just couldn't bring myself to accept myself. And so during the summer, and whenever the marriage equality was passed, I tweeted, "Love wins," and that's all I tweeted. That was my first post as like being gay, and like everybody was so excited. They like I had like 40 retweets of my friends. Like they just all like they all accepted me, and that's one of the greatest things you can ask for is acceptance. And so that's kind of how I came out, I guess. Like I tweeted "Love wins" on Twitter, and that's it until now. This is my coming out video, I guess. So that's exciting. My best friend, we used to date. That was my last relationship. She's the greatest person I've known and ever. Like, I love her to death. Like, she's just one of those people that are just so important to me. Her name's Indiri, and like, that was the hardest part, is telling her, because like it's one of those people that you loved and you crushed their heart, and you were like, I still love you. It's just I can't love you the way someone should love you. And that was the hardest thing for me. Is like, it's just telling her, like, how do you tell someone you just like crushed that you're gay and that's why you can't be with them? So I waited a couple months, and she was very mad at me for waiting and her not being the first one, because we've been best friends for like 4 years. I mean, she should have been the first one to know, and I agree with her, she should have been, but I just didn't want to bring any more pain to her. Like, I didn't want her to think like it was because of her that I was gay, because no, I've known since I was like 10 that I was gay. I just couldn't come out and say it. So that's probably like my biggest regret, is not trusting her to not hate me for it, because she would never do that. My mom told my stepdad, and my stepdad, he is probably the most loud and rude person that I would know. Like, he's not rude to me, but like to other people, and especially like he's like he would make gay jokes, and like I would always like, yeah, that's so funny, and like it would just hurt, and I didn't want to say anything, because like you don't want to upset someone like that, and so I just wouldn't say anything. And eventually, like, my mom told my dad, and my dad said, well, he's my stepdad, but I refer to him as my dad because he's one of the most important people in my life for the last 6 years. So I mean, he deserves the title of being my dad. So I told him. Well, I didn't tell him. My mom told him, and he kind of like sat me down. He's like, just because you're gay, I don't care who you love or who you choose to love. no matter what, you're still gonna be my son to me. And that was probably like one of like the best things that happened to me. Um, like it's just like I said, like one of those things you want to be accepted, and like for this guy to like who have made homophobic and racist jokes in my life, like he's like, just because I make these jokes doesn't mean I love you less. And like he's watched his language and like the stuff he says ever since, and that's like it's one of those things that like just make you feel better about yourself. Like you've changed someone's life, so they've changed their life to suit yours. Um, like the next couple people I want to tell is like my aunt and uncle. They're my second family, like a second parents. They've always loved me, and I just like I don't know, like it's just not one of those things. Like I said, it doesn't change me. I am still me. I just don't want to have to go out and tell someone that I'm gay. Like I'm just gonna one day I'm just gonna bring someone home, and it's just gonna be a guy, and I'm just gonna be like, this is who I love, and I can't change it, and I hope you still accept me, and I know they will. Just like one of those things, like I just don't want to bring out in a conversation, like, hey, I'm gay. Even though I'm sure they probably know too. What else? So now, like, after coming out, and like, so I've been out for like 4 or 5 months, almost 6 months. So like, I'm a lot more open now. Like, I don't care what people say about me. Like, I just like say whatever you want. Like, I still have my friends and my family that will always back me up. I don't care what anybody has to say. So, I mean, I guess this is my coming out video. I mean, if that's what you can call it. I'm really glad that I have such a great support system and a great group of friends. And I just want to thank them all. Like, they're all the best, and I hope they turn into this video and they see it and they just don't care, because they're just so happy for me. And I love all you guys. Thank you.